So again, before this video gets started, I just wanted to say I don't have no problem with nobody. I love everybody. This is just for me and my experience in my past and just confronting my traumas in my past. And when you talk about things and put it out there, it's like a burden has been lifted off your shoulders and you can finally move on. So yeah, just enjoy the video. So when it comes to generational curses, it can come passed down from your mom's generation, from your parents to their parents. You know, it can be just passed on and not even aware or talked about until your children or someone is dealing with it. But I just wanted to speak on how me not having a relationship with my brother affected me in relationships and just in general, you know, and I will get into that more of the video, but it just really affected me because, you know, being in the same household, you know, me, him, my mom, he's 6 years older than me, and, you know, we just never had like a genuine relationship, a genuine bond. I really can't even tell you where it maybe started. I just know we always used to have arguments, bicker back and forth, which is regular, which is normal for siblings. Like, that's normal. But for us, we never displayed anything else but arguing and bickering. So it seemed like it never was really love or that sisterly and brotherly bond being displayed to where you can know, like, you know, everything is okay, or to not take it personal, you know, to not feel how I'm feeling now. So, and like I said, it just stuck and it just kept becoming that way. It kept becoming a thing, you know, just the arguing, the name calling, the bickering. It just kept becoming a thing. And, you know, you being older than me, you know, you hurt my feelings, you know, you calling me names, you calling me fat. You know, I just started taking things personal, being sensitive. So it just really started sticking to me. And, you know, I just, you know, I don't know what it feels like to really have a bond with my siblings or that big brotherly love. You know, when he used to be in his relationships with his women, or, you know, whatever the case may be, or just friends, you know, he would be cool with their sisters, he would be cool with them. You know, it's just like he would create these bonds and relationships with other people, but not his own sister. And, you know, that's just how it always been. And I just have accepted that. But, you know, I'm at a point where I don't want to make excuses anymore or let that be a part of me. You know, I want to just talk about it, forgive myself, forgive my brother, and let that be the past and move on. Because speaking of generational curses, you know, he could have experienced things or seen things, you know, when it came to his dad, you know, and his siblings on his dad's side, and just the love that he wasn't shown. You know, we don't have the same father, so it's just, you just never know where it can start from or how it can affect another person. So you just have to forgive, you can't judge, and you just have to ask God for your own strength. So that's just where I'm at now, and that's why I made the video, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. It's just how I'm letting go, forgiving, and forgetting, and I cannot let it hinder me or hold me back anymore, you know. So that's just where I'm at with that, you know. That hurt me. I wish it could have been different, you know. And I just don't have no bonds with my siblings, so it had me lost out here, had me trying to figure out different relationships and maneuver and just look for love in different places. So that's where we at now. Okay, so that was some background with my brother and just being in the household and how we grew up. I probably missed a lot of other things, but I was just trying to touch bases on the things that I remembered and that stuck with me, which was, you know, just us not getting along. And outside of not getting along, it's like we just never even created a bond. So I just feel like we just didn't have no bond. We didn't get along. Feel like we barely knew each other, like we were strangers. And it's just weird because we're siblings. So I don't know. So yeah, we just didn't have that bond, and that's just how it happened. That's just what it was, and I have accepted that, And then so my dad's side, you know, I'm gonna just say I have over 5 siblings. On my dad's side, I have over 5 brothers and sisters, and I wasn't raised with my brothers and sisters. Some of them I found out as I got older about them. The situation with that. My dad, he wasn't a faithful man, so he talked to different women, and these women had kids, and he didn't make sure his kids were raised together or make sure they knew each other or had a bond. He was too busy. I don't know, he kept us separated, I guess, because of the women. And the women may not have known that he was doing this on the side or doing that on the side. So he kind of kept his kids separated. And so, like I said, we wasn't finding out about each other until we got older. One of my brothers I even had went to school with, and I did not even know he was my brother until the last name. And then I started talking to him and asking him questions. So, yeah, it gets crazy, That's why I just said I have over 5. I'm not even going to put a number on it, but I have over 5. I had, like I said, found out that I had a brother in high school. And then just my sisters that I found out I had, But in particular, I had one sister in particular that I actually talked to. We would text. She would come over my house when I was younger, like a teenager. She would get dropped off at my house. We would chill. We would do things, So I did have a relationship with one of my sisters on my dad's side. When we were able to do things and hang out, we did them. So I can say that, but it wasn't really consistent like it should have been, but it was better than nothing. Like, it was the most memories that I have with any other sibling. So I can say that. I haven't talked to her in a while. To this day, like, I haven't talked to her in a while. That's why I say to be kind of inconsistent, And when I'm talking about inconsistent, I'm not even talking about the other person. I just take accountability for me, because I'm bad with reaching out. I'm bad with being consistent. Yeah, I'm just bad with that, and it's not good. So I can't really put the blame on nobody else about that, because it takes 2. So I have to really work on that. So that's the background with that. And just not being close to no siblings, and me not knowing my siblings on my dad's side. And then a sibling I did know, like I said, she would come over, she would get dropped off. We would hang out and just try to keep in touch the best way we can. And I can't really speak for my other siblings and how they grew up and how their relationship was with other people. And my other siblings, they have brothers and sisters, from their mom or whatever the case may be. So I don't really know, how that affected them. And like I said, I feel like it probably hit harder for me. It's because I dealt with it in my mama household, and then I didn't have no bond with my brother, and then here I have these siblings, which I would love to have a bond with, but I didn't even find out about y'all until we got older, teenagers, so that was that. And I guess, like, with all that being said, I just feel like I don't know how to have relationships with people. I feel like I be taking and bringing my trauma into my new relationships and expecting them to be a certain way or to fill a void. It's just a void that I think I'm looking for to be filled. And when it don't be filled, I back up, I back off, or if I feel like it's becoming too much, I back up, I back off. Like an overwhelming feeling, It's just, a lot of my relationships really were built off of trauma, and I feel like I didn't know myself. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I was looking for. And I'm not even talking about a relationship just with God. I'm talking about friendships, how I have handled them. You know, like I said, you coming in with trauma. So I do feel like some situations when I had with my friends in the past or whatever the case may be, I feel like, if I was maybe healed and was thinking differently and wasn't hurt, I feel like my communication could have been better with my friends. I wouldn't have took certain things too personal. That's what I was saying. It's like I was bringing my troubles into my present relationships, basically. Giving people a hard time or getting upset with people or feeling some type of way with people when they didn't deserve that energy. They didn't do anything. It's just I have so much built up in me that I'm just lashing out on people that surround me, or I'm questioning them. Are y'all really my friends? Are y'all really down for me? It's a cycle because I was missing something growing up. I didn't get certain attention, so I'm just feeling like, I'm always the black sheep. I always feel left out. I don't know, but that's nobody's problem. Like, this is things I have to deal with and heal. So that's why I wanted to make this video to apologize to my past, my friends and relationships and anybody that I've ever hurt it. I was like a villain in a lot of people's lives and I wasn't healed, and I just wasn't healed. I wasn't happy. I was lost. Just going on with life the best way that I could. And it catches up to you. And I think the reason why I'm making this video now and that enough is enough and I'm learning to forget, just even forgive myself is because, speaking of generational curses, I have a son. So when you have a kid, you start taking things a lot seriously. And I'm like, I can't have this go on with my son. I can't have him see this. He can't have no broken mom, no lost mom, no sad mom. I don't want him to see the patterns or when it comes to relationships. I don't want to give him the wrong example. So it's best that you recognize it now. Like I said, I think it hit hard because I have a kid and you like, okay, I got to put a stop to this because I do not want my son to go through the same thing that I'm going through, feeling lonely, feeling lost. Let's say if I give him a sibling, I'm gonna want them to be close. Now, no, I didn't have that, but that don't mean my son can't have that. That don't mean that he don't deserve that. That's why I said I just have to heal and work on myself and just be a better version of myself, find the real me so I can live in my truth and just be a great mom and be a great person inside and out. I really just don't care about my past no more. I want to let it go. I forgive. Because a lot of people, when we meet these people in the world, like I said, a lot of people are going through trauma. So we just have to break it and stop somewhere. And a lot of us be meeting the next broken person. It's just like a cycle. We all broken. We all need help. And we all need to be healed. So that's why I said my relationships, even just with guys, I feel like I was just attracting people that were like my dad, living double lives, having secrets, cheating. It was like it's like they say you attract what you are or who you are. And that's why I was just like, I felt like I've been broken this whole time. I've been lost. So I can't even pretend like I'm just perfect. Now, I'm not a bad person. I know people who have encountered me, they encountered a great version. Great times, great memories. But I just feel like, dang, just imagine when a person really is healed and know they self and know they worth. I just feel like I'm just excited to even just blossom into this new person. I'm excited to see what's in store. My mindset is changing, the way I think is differently, It's just a lot when you start. Another thing, this is when you start building your relationship with God, with Jesus Christ. You know, when you start building that relationship and getting serious, that's when everything will start making sense. You will start confronting your past. You will start confronting your past. Like, you will really start doing that. Taking accountability. Like, yes, you have to take accountability too. Like I said, I wasn't perfect. A lot of things held me back. My actions, my ways, they were ugly. I was moving off of hurt. I was moving off a lot of things, to the point where even when I think back, I be like, dang, I can't believe that was me, Lord. I can't believe that was the person I was. The things that I would say, the things that I would do to feel wanted, to feel loved, the people that I would be around. But at the same time, I still thank God, because I'm like, even though I wasn't calling out to you, Lord, you still had me. You still held my hand. And you still kept me protected. The thing is, you have to want it. You have to talk to God. You have to call out to him. You have to pray to him. You have to get serious about your life. He already know what he want for you. He already see that you can have whatever you want. He already know. He just waiting on you to make that move, to call out to him, to talk to him, and start building that relationship and that bond. And that's when things are going to start getting serious. They are going to start getting serious. He's going to start removing, replacing, eliminating. You're going to start evolving. It's going to be ugly days. It's going to be great days. You're going to start stripping the bad, the evil. It's like the hatred, the hurt, the past. You're going to start letting all that stuff go. And you're going to start entering into a new version of yourself. Once you start confronting your past, your childhood traumas, your sins. Like, that's just what you have to do. So that's how I'm able to sit here and even record this, because I've been building my relationship with God since the beginning, like seriously, since the beginning of 2023. That's when it really got serious for me, like praying every night, reading my scripture, opening up my Bible, doing Bible study. Even if I don't understand what a scripture saying or a message, Google, like get it to where you can understand it. You just start praying, you start talking to God, because when you think about it, he's our Father. He created this whole world, heaven and earth. Like, so how are we getting up daily, maneuvering through life, waking up, eating, walking, breathing? How are we doing all these things, but not even acknowledging our Father, not even talking to him just talking to him for a second, saying thank you? But we can go get on our phone. We can go play the game. We can call our girlfriend. We can call our boyfriend. We can do all this daily, but we're not acknowledging our Father. It doesn't make sense. And when you start really thinking about it, you would be like, oh my God, sorry, Lord, forgive me. And that's the thing, he's a forgiving God. So here we are living life daily, sinning, acting a fool. You think he mad at us? You think he holding that against us? You think, no, he's still being faithful. He's still being God. He's still being loving. So when you think about God and how faithful he is, how loving he is, how dedicated he is, how strong, like when you start thinking about all that and he don't judge us, and then I'd be like, so how was I out here judging people? How was I out here talking about people, mad at people? Like, how could we be a certain way if we are God's children? Because that's not how God's children operate. They don't judge, they don't boast, they don't brag. Like, you don't do all that. So that's why I said I had to really start changing and forgiving my past and letting it go. Because the name calling, when I get mad, belittling people, being disobedient, being angry, that's not how God wants his children to be. And I've had my past with me since now, the age of 30. That's why I hope the people in my past that I may feel some type of way or may have hurt, I'm sorry. I apologize. I wasn't healed. I didn't know any better. At that moment, I don't even think I was trying to know any better. And that's being honest. At that moment, it felt right. It felt like that was me. But eventually, enough is enough. Like, I wanted to get serious about my life and my future and to be happy and not feel lost. Like, I would be feeling so lost. Some days, I would be so insecure. I would be questioning things, especially like my worth. Like, when I meet people and talk to people and they be lying and having things going on, and it started to be a cycle of certain people that I was attracting. And then, like, yeah, it started hurting you more and more when you keep getting disappointed by people and it be the same thing, or if not worse. And you just start really questioning yourself. You were like, dang, is it me? Am I not worthy? But it's like, no, you're worthy. You're beautiful. You're loving. You're just not healed. You're just not healed. That's just what it is. You're just not healed. So you don't know any better at this moment. You are really inviting more people who have trauma and hurt in their life. You're steady inviting those type of people in on top of yours. So that's what it is. Yeah, like, it's just apologizing to my past, righting my wrongs. I'm not perfect, never was perfect. I was just a hurt person. I was just a hurt little girl growing up in this big old world trying to figure it out. I was really, really hurt. And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like men really do disappoint me. I do. I feel like a lot of men disappoint me. Like I said, I don't have a bond with my brother. My daddy, I love him to death. He's a great dad. He just didn't know how to be faithful. He didn't show me what a faithful man looked like. Even my brother, low-key, wasn't always faithful or, played the parts. So that's why I said it's just like when it comes to men, I think that's why I got to a point where I would deal with men. Of course, I would date them, talk to them, but dang, I felt like I didn't respect them to a certain extent. Like, I wanted to be in charge. Like, when I would talk to these men and date these men, I would want to be in charge. I felt like I was the head honcho. But I'm over that. I want to meet a man, like a God-fearing man that leads to where we learn from each other. We build each other up. So, like, you put me on, like, I don't know, like, I just really want to meet a nice man. But yeah. But basically, I just be feeling like a lot of men I be so disappointed. Because I feel like that's what I've been around. Not to sugarcoat it, but I feel like I've been around a lot of disappointment. So, yeah, it had me messed up out here. Picking the wrong type of guys. When you know better. So, that was like my childhood. That was like my trauma. Not close to really no siblings. I'm just not close to my siblings. Like, I'm not. I pray for them. I wish them the best, But I can't say. I don't know what the future holds, by me healing. Who knows? I can do a whole 360. I will do a 360. And things can really change. So I'm making this now, and it can be an update with something different, with something better, when it comes to my relationship with my siblings. I just have to get to that point to where I wanted to. That's all I gotta say, to where I wanted to, because I'm so used to being on my own and being comfortable and just doing me, to where I wouldn't even know where to begin, to where it would feel right, to where it would feel genuine and not forced. So I don't know why I be feeling and overthinking all this stuff too. Like, what do you mean forced? But that's just me. Like, stuff has to feel right. Like, it has to just feel right. It just has to. Things has to feel right for me. And that's just my life, I feel like. And that's just where I'm at. It's just trying to really bury my past and let it go, so I can live in my full potential. And so I won't miss out on my blessings or miss out what God has in store for me for the future. Because I know it's great. I know it's bright. He will give us anything we want, anything our heart desire. We just have to ask, stay patient, work for it, be obedient. Like, seriously. It's a lot that I want, and I have to work for it. You can't judge. I can't judge. Y'all my brothers, y'all my sisters. Like, nobody's perfect. And just the way I think about things, and oh my God, it gives you chills. Like, once you start building that relationship with God, you really will start thinking and being different. Like, you really will. You're not going to be perfect, but you're going to be aware. And even them days where you feel like you messed up, or you might have had a setback, oh my God, you're going to feel it because you're building a relationship with God. So it's like, God knows you're not perfect, but you want to be perfect for him, and you don't want to mess up. So you be like, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I say that? But God knows this children isn't perfect. It's just about, you have to sin. I mean, not sin, but you have to ask for forgiveness and make sure you do whatever it takes. Make sure you don't do that same thing. You don't make that same sin. You don't make that same mistake. So here I am. I talked to God. I turned everything over. I forgave my past. So if I'm saying I want to change and get closer to God and build that relationship, and I confronted my past and apologized, there's no reason why moving forward I should be calling anybody out of their name. I should be going off on anybody. There's no reason why I should be doing that. So that's what I mean by when you start building that relationship with God and you start getting closer to him, you won't even want to do those things. It won't feel right. It won't feel right. And before, I wasn't calling out to God. I wasn't asking him to come in and help me, to save me, to heal me. I wasn't. I was just maneuvering in this world by myself. Like, no, he was there with me, but like, if I just would have called out on him, but I didn't know how. Let's just say I'm thankful for where I'm at now, because even if I did call on him back then, I don't think I would have received it right. I don't think I was ready. God knows when you're ready. He knows. So I don't even think I would have been ready back then, but I'm ready now. So that's why I just apologize to anybody I've ever heard it. Yeah, I apologize to you. I apologize to you. And I really do thank God for giving me my beautiful, handsome baby boy, my son. That's the best, and that's lit now in life. That's literally the best thing that has happened to me is my son. That's my best friend. That's my everything. He's just so smart. He's a leader. He's only 3. He's a leader. He's smart. He loves to pray, because that's what I'm doing around him. That's what I'm teaching him. So we ain't laying down without praying. I'm teaching him to pray. I'm teaching him about God, because when you teach your kids at a young age about God and that their Father in heaven, like, this whole world was created and he won't leave you, he won't forsake you, he will always be with you in your corner. And once you instill that in your child while they're young, they're going to know to turn to God. They won't be as lost or as confused. Instill God into them babies now while they're babies, and keep being consistent, because I want my son to grow up way differently than I did. I want his mindset to be different. Even when he's having a problem, to turn to God. Even though I was brought up in the church, going to church every Sunday, that's because I was doing what my mama told me to do. But I really didn't know at that moment. Like, I just didn't know. I was just going to church because I know that's just what we did in our household on Sundays. But like, to actually step out on your own and build that relationship with him, to read the word, to pray, like, to do it on your own. That's why I say I gotta do it, instilling in these babies while they're young. These kids, you'll wake up, your baby be praying. He'll be in the kitchen, he or she'll be in the kitchen reading scriptures, praying. Like, they are going to know, they're going to feel it. It's going to be worth it. Like, So that's what I'm doing. We changing things around here. We breaking generational curses. Yeah. And even for me, like, I pray that in everything that I want, pray, like, everything that I want that I thought I couldn't get, I know I'm going to get it. Like, it was at a point where I'm like, I know I'm not going to be in a relationship. Ain't nobody going to want to be with me. Like, but you don't speak things like that. You speak positivity over your life. You don't limit yourself or belittle yourself. You don't do those things. And once you're healed, you're really gonna feel differently. Like I said, I was attracting non-healed people as well. I couldn't even be mad at them. We all hurt. We all just trying to fill in a void, you know. But by me being hurt, I still feel like I was a great person in people's lives. I really was. I really was. Because I was looking for something. I was looking for loyalty. I wanted somebody to always be there for me and never leave me. Like, I was looking for those type of things. Like bonds that I didn't have. But it's like, God, like, no, you need to turn to me for that, baby. There ain't nobody out here that can give you that besides me. And then, I mean, yeah, you can pray to, I can send you somebody that loves you and genuinely, but you, as far as you think you about to build a bond with somebody, you ain't even built that bond with me. You think you about to find something unconditional? You ain't even built that with me yet. So that's what I mean by y'all. Get serious. Get close to God. Open your Bibles. Reflect on yourself. Look in the mirror with yourself. See how y'all have maybe the villain in people's lives. Are you healed from your past? So you won't no longer hurt yourself or hurt others. So this whole video was basically with me confronting my past, confronting my traumas, admitting things, realizing why I'm the way I am. And I wouldn't have realized these things if I didn't start building my relationship with God and getting closer and start thinking clear and really taking accountability. Because the old Brianna, I would have blamed everybody else for everything. It's his fault, it's her fault. No, really, when I start thinking about a lot of stuff, I ain't gonna say it's my, I don't know. When I start thinking about certain things, I'm like, damn. So, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap this video up here soon. I feel like I said everything I needed to say and touch bases on important things. Again, I love my siblings. I have love for my siblings. Pray for my siblings. I want the best for them. Wish them the best. Yes, I wish things could have been different for all of us growing up. Like I said, no telling how they felt, how it may have affected them. And if it did affect them in a bad way, I pray that they are getting healed, they turn to God, and, they don't let it affect them. But I think I think everybody's okay. I don't want to speak for other people. I just can't. I'm only gonna speak for myself. I just know this stuff hit me so hard, and it really did affect how I moved in life, because I started just growing up like, okay, it's just me out here, and being on defense mode, making I have to defend myself if somebody gonna say something. Because it started being like, when you think about it, you wake up, go to sleep in a house with your sibling, and it gets to the point where y'all arguing so much and saying so much stuff. That's like in a relationship. If your partner, your spouse is steady saying something over and over and over, even if I don't care, anybody you're around, it starts to stick with you, Like, I don't care. And like I said, I wasn't turning to God at that time. So no, I wasn't that strong. Like, I was strong, but I wasn't that strong. To where when I say I wasn't that strong, because I let it affect me, I let it be me, I let it build me to the point where I think that's probably where all my social anxiety came from, me being shy, because I don't want to step in a crowd full of people. I don't want to walk in a room full of people and all eyes on me, because I'm thinking y'all looking at me and talking about me or thinking I'm ugly or something. Like, it's sad that people around me had to reassure me that I was worthy or that I'm good enough, or even a compliment would make me feel so good. I was like, oh my God, for real? When we should be our own hype person, we should love ourselves. It starts with us first. That's why I was like, please, ladies, men, don't ever, ever let nobody make you feel like you're not worthy or you're not good enough. I get in the mirror every day now and tell myself I'm worthy, I'm beautiful. I speak affirmations over myself daily. Daily. I'm making up for a lot of stuff in my past because I feel like I'm very talented. I feel like I'm very slept on. I feel like it's a lot that I want to show the world, but I never had the courage to. So that's why I'm like, I'm coming for a lot of things. Like, I'm coming for a lot of things. Like, I'm coming for a lot. And like I said, I got sidetracked again, but I wish everybody the best. I have no problem with nobody. My intentions wasn't to bash anybody, speak bad. I don't want to say any names. It's just that just it affected me like that. And like I said, till this day, I just don't have no relationship with none of my siblings. We just, as far as my brother on my mom's side, we might see each other at family events or things like that when we see each other, but that's it. That's it. And he don't even come to all the family events. I don't even go to all the family events, you know. So it's rare that we see each other. It's just rare. We don't go above and beyond for each other, you know. Now, I do feel like if I really, really, really needed him, and if I got myself in a jam and like I needed a favor, I mean, yeah, I can call him. But I'm so equipped to where I don't even ask people for anything. And if I'm gonna ask anybody for something, it'll be my mom or my dad. So he had built me like that to where it's like I don't want you to ever feel like I need you, won't ask you for nothing. I don't want you to ever feel like I owe you later in life. Like, that's just how it was for me. Like, that's just how it was. That's why I said, when it comes to men, I don't know. I felt like I started having some resentment towards men. That's why I used to be mean to them and I used to make men feel like how I felt. So that's all I can say about that. Thank you, YouTube, for listening to me. Thank you for hearing my talk, hearing my childhood, hearing my traumas, and hearing what am I doing to move forward, what steps I'm taking. Only thing I can tell y'all is just open them Bibles and turn to God, get close to God. Those are the steps you have to take. Turn to God, open them Bibles, and you start confronting your past, and you start praying, all that. Everything can start making sense. Everything can start making sense. Because you got to get serious about you. Like, you have to get serious about you. And God to start bringing, like, he even brought this lady in my life, you know, that has helped me. She bought me a Bible. She has prayed with me, prayed over me. It's like when God knew I was serious, he brought her to me. And she's great. It even got to the point where even before I could speak about what was wrong with me or what was going on, she just knew something was wrong. She felt it. Like, I don't know, but I have amazing people around me. And the only people I want around me right now are people who are bettering themselves, getting closer to God. If you have kids, making sure your kids is taken care of. And working hard and enjoying life. Like, eventually start enjoying life, the fruits of our labor. Like, I want to travel the world. Like, I can't wait till it be a point where I'm always on the go, where I'm always traveling. Like, I want to travel and I want to have me a storefront. I'm not going to say what type of storefront I want, but I want to have me like a store, a business, a building. And I want to travel and, yeah, like, just travel, live life, financial freedom. Like, the type of person I am a homebody. I am family oriented. So Eventually, I'm going to want to start doing things at my own pace, at my own time, on my own terms, like, and not always being for a company. Like, I'm going to want to start doing what I do, get up and go, being with my family, spoiling my family. Like, it's a lot I want to do. And that's why I said on my journey, I just want great people, great vibes, great opportunities. We only going up. We never going down. We're going to keep going up. And to go up, you got to have God by your side. So that's going to wrap up this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed my talk. And I see you in the next video. See you in the next video. So another thing, I was telling y'all that I met that lady that I don't want to disclose people's name, but she's very dear to my heart. I love her. I'm gonna call her Miss. When I met her, when I met Mrs., she had just recently did a deliverance on me too. So that's why I'm like, she did a deliverance where I forgive my past, where I forgive myself, I forgive my mom, I forgive my dad, my brother, my child's father, anybody who had like hurted me and where I was holding that hurt to where it was stopping me from moving forward. I had a deliverance where I was letting things go. So that's another thing where I feel like a lot of things are just coming to surface, coming to my mind, and I'm talking about it and I'm releasing it. Because I've been holding this stuff in for a long time. Even when I would try to talk about it to friends, I wouldn't even go in detail. I would just give them a little brief summary, you know, but that wasn't enough. I don't even think I had the right words to really say or sum it up on why I was probably acting the way I was acting or going through what I was going through or why I didn't have a bond with a certain sibling. I still to this day don't know, or no, maybe I could say it's just it's really generational curses. And you have to be aware of it and start fixing it. So, yeah.